Hey, Big Brother fans. Well, the veto meeting just went down. Makensy blindsided Leah, and now she is melting down in a huge way. It's going to be a messy few days, and we got the live feed scoop, but please click subscribe if you haven't. Let's dive into the tantrums, the tears, and the trauma happening in the BB26 house today. So just to catch you up, if you didn't know this Blindside backdoor was coming, there was a lot of activity over the weekend. Chelsie has been working so hard to get Leah on the block, even saying that she has been trying to make an alliance with Kimo and Rubina now that she thinks Angela is going. This is stuff she's reporting to the HoH. Makensy told Rubina Sunday afternoon that she's considering taking Kimo off the block, not Angela, and renomming Leah. Rubina's totally cool with it. And at that point, Makensy was planning a total blindside backdoor at the veto meeting on Monday. And that's what she did, despite multiple warnings. It was not a good idea, and she should have given Leah a heads up. So Chelsie was talking to Rubina in the yard yesterday. This was so interesting. They were kind of by like the pool table area below the balcony. They were talking about Makensy pivoting, saving Kimo with the veto, not Angela, as previously discussed, and renomming Leah. And then Chelsie was talking about a final four with her, Cam, Rubina, and Kimo. And then they're completely horrified because Leah comes walking down the spiral staircase. They didn't realize it. She had been up there napping, and then she woke up and was trying to hear what they said. So they were soiling themselves, worried that she overheard. But Leah did not hear any specifics. She heard her name and Angela's name. And she just noticed that when she came down, Rubina and Chelsie abruptly stopped talking and were awkward. So Leah went inside, told Makensy and Angela that Rubina and Chelsie seemed to be plotting, and then clammed up when she walked down. And Chelsie later told Makensy that she came down, and right after they were talking, and they weren't sure if she heard or not, then the gaslighting resumed. She did not hear anything, but it was funny to see everybody's sphincters tighten when they thought they'd been busted. Not that it would have stopped anything. So Chelsie was telling Makensy that with Leah evicted this week, no one is going to be coming for Makensy next week. That is the biggest lie in the house right now. There is a bigger blindside coming than what Makensy just did to Leah, because everybody but Angela, and honestly, maybe Angela at this point, everybody is coming for Makensy in the next eviction, which of course is Thursday night's double. So turns out, Leah just heard their names, and then Makensy lied to Leah's face and said, "Oh, I'm probably not going to use the POV." Now, Leah did actually warn Makensy that she was doing Chelsea's dirty work last week on her HoH, and that's what Makensy is doing on her HoH, because Angela leaving this week isn't good for Leah's game, not good for Makensy's game. But the gaslighting has sunk in too deep into her cranium, and Cam is helping Chelsie. He's pressing on Makensy about how Leah's the best player in BB26 and she's got to go this week. What's interesting is like the sole kind of decent person in this exchange leading up to this was when Kimo talked to Makensy and she was talking about the Leah blindside and using the veto on him. Kimo warned her about jury management and that maybe blindsiding's not a good idea, and maybe using it on him instead of Angela wasn't a good idea since they had the votes either way. And see, that's a good guy. Kimo was giving her advice that is good for her, but not actually great for his own game. That's not what Chelsie and Cam are doing. And Rubina is definitely happy about Leah. She was doing a little justice for T-Core dance for the cameras. Me personally, T-Core sealed her own fate when she put up not one, but two allies on her HoH when she had a house full of alternatives, and then her meat shield Tucker was evicted on her HoH. I thought she was doomed since then. I think T-Core doomed her own game. So, you can't really blame Leah. Leah didn't vote her out. She didn't have a vote. So late last night in like the wee hours of the morning, Mackenzie looped Angela in on the plan, told her she was going to use the veto and renom Leah, thinks it's going to be a unanimous vote. So at that point, she's locked on leaving Angela sitting on the block next to Leah, but Angela didn't do the math and realize that that's what was coming. And still, she didn't warn Leah because she thought the veto was getting used on her and not Kimo. She was 100% wrong. And Angela was seeing Leah floating around the house looking happy last night, this morning, and kept saying that she just felt sick about it, but still didn't say anything. Several house guests advised Mackenzie, you need to warn Leah before the veto meeting. She didn't have the balls to do it, bottom line. Mackenzie thinks she can manage the fallout after the veto meeting. And based on what we're seeing on the feeds now that the meeting has happened, I don't think she can. Leah last night was hanging out with Mackenzie. They were hugging, friendly, and Mackenzie's lying to her face, and this Blindside was all down to Chelsie Jedi mind tricking Mackenzie. I mean, all props to Chelsie. And then very late last night, wee hours of this morning, Chelsie was doing basically a villain monologue for the BB26 cameras, laughing about how she convinced Mackenzie to put up Leah and they're going to get her out. And yes, today at the meeting, Mackenzie took Kimo off the block. She renommed Leah. Huge blindside, huge backdoor. Leah freaked out and she's on a crying jag the last time I looked. She feels totally and utterly betrayed, especially after she kept Mackenzie safe on her HoH and Mackenzie promised not to nominate her. The good news is that although Leah is really mad and really hurt, Mackenzie's going to have lots of time to talk it over and, reestablish their friendship, because she's probably going to be sitting in jury with her this Thursday, because Chelsie and everybody else has Mackenzie locked as the second target. So she's either going to be on the block as a direct nom or a backdoor nominee on double eviction night. It seems a lock. Mackenzie's only chance is to win the veto, whether she's on the block or not, because she can't play for HoH in the double on Thursday. The whole house locked in to take out Leah Thursday, Mackenzie next. They don't know it's a double eviction, but either way, that's what they want done. What's funny is Angela was just telling Mackenzie, I just can't vote to evict Leah on Thursday night. And Mackenzie had to tell her, you don't get to vote. You're on the block. I don't know how Angela still doesn't understand the rules of the game at this point. And of course, we didn't get to see the veto meeting, but after Chelsie had been sweet to Leah while hyping up Mackenzie to do her dirty work, I'm still hoping Leah is going to blow up the house and expose Chelsea's game. So far, she's still in meltdown, tears, and drama mode. She's doing a full Angela tantrum. Maybe the ratting out of Chelsie will come soon. One can only hope. So come back soon for more BB Live Feed updates, spoilers, and news. And please subscribe if you haven't.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.